Japanese political party wants video games and anime to be put under state authority to make sure they're wholesome and people are angry. Wow, I would have never have guessed people would get angry about games, anime, and manga getting censored by a political party. And now I'm going to hit you with some more sarcasm. Some of our old friends from credit card companies like VISA and Mastercard decided to censor more content. They have graduated from just censoring, let's say, stuff strictly in Japan when it comes to anime and manga and stuff, to now straight up going after Steam and forcing Steam to change rules and kind of bend the knee to these card companies. And let's just read this. Steam has added a new rule disallowing games that violate the rules and standards set forth by payment processors and card networks or internet network providers. At the same time, many incest-themed games were removed from the store. You know what infuriates me more than seeing Steam bend the knee and bow down to credit card companies like Visa and Mastercard, or seeing a Japanese political party literally in Japan trying to censor gaming, anime, and manga and make it more wholesome for a global audience, is the fact that these same people around the world in positions of power with a large voice online, they are very outspoken about censoring fictional content that is not real. They legitimately believe that this fictional content is hurting people and that it should not exist. But in the same turn, these people that are so outspoken and trying to censor so much content that could be questionable or taboo are the same people that let stuff like, for instance, OnlyFans exist and actually harm real people. The same individuals that will deflect and try to make you focus on illegal video game emulation while also trying to cover up one of the biggest scandals, at least for now, in United States history when it comes to the Epstein List. It is just legit crazy. Like, we are living in some actual crazy times right now. Like, seeing so much censorship, seeing so many people actively trying to just completely remove fictional content that makes people uncomfortable, but then in the same turn remain completely silent about what is currently going on, for instance, with like the Epstein List that's just been really building up in news media and stuff. It's insane to me. Like, I want to say some stuff. I want to call some individuals out. I'm just going to say, the very same people that were buzzwording me months ago and still do to this day have remained, oddly enough, very silent about the whole cover-up with this Epstein List that's been going on for the last few days to the last week now. For some reason, they are not mentioning it. But when it comes to fictional stories, questionable content that makes people uncomfortable when they read, oh yeah, that needs to be censored or removed. But when it comes to actual criminals that are still walking free, and potentially tax money, at least in the United States, is going to paying and allowing these people to walk free, they're, oddly enough, very silent about it. It's very crazy to me. Like, I'm legit, we are speed running a Shimoneta reality. That's what we are, but much worse. It's a much worse layer than, let's say, a Shimoneta reality, but we are speed running that. It's hard to believe an anime from, like, holy crap, I forget exactly when Shimoneta aired. I think it was 2017, 2016. It's been almost a decade at the very least, okay? It's been a while. And it's crazy to think that a series that was just literally a parody and it was just not meant to be taken too seriously is more or less a warning to where reality right now is turning into. Like, it's crazy to think something just so bonkers that just, back then, you could not make a correlation to say we are speedrunning to something very similar, but we are. Like, we have literally political individuals, people in positions of power around the world, not just the United States, actively trying to censor fictional content. But then when it comes to something like one of the biggest scandals, which, is, pointed out here, actually, I really love this post, silence, complete silence, or trying to say it doesn't exist, or it isn't real, it's a hoax, or it's a conspiracy theory. It's just, am I nuts for pointing this out? Like, am I crazy for pointing this out? I know I'm getting a little bit political with this. I am. And I understand people might be annoyed by that. But this is an issue that reaches far beyond just, let's say, anime, manga, and gaming. These very people, like these credit card companies that have been going out of their way to censor content, to political parties on both sides going out of their way to censor content, they're all people in power that are very vocal and all connected in some shape or form that want the exact same thing, total control over these different things to where you can only view it in a certain way. It's questionable. It really is. And I'm annoyed. I'm just so annoyed by this. Just seeing how this has gradually gotten worse with time. Seeing that I've seen the actual fall of anime and manga slowly, like a death rattle, slowly creeping up as the years go on by. I mean, we have seen it. I've talked about it consistently. But just seeing stuff like this where you actually have a political party in Japan making a statement like this, even if they're not necessarily a massive political party, it showcases enough that there is a movement not just going on around the world, like let's say in the United States or any place in Europe or whatever, but also in Japan. And it explains why a lot of anime are now becoming more safe for a global audience, because we have stuff like this. A voice is growing, and we should be concerned. It's very concerning. And I wanted to point this out. I've been very annoyed about this entire situation. I've been very annoyed seeing just so many people going out of the way to really just jump through hoops and loops, trying to defend censorship on content that makes them uncomfortable, but then when it comes to actual problems, nothing. They don't say anything. And if they do, they say it isn't real, or it doesn't exist. It's weird. That's a weird thing to say. I'll leave it at that, though. I've said enough, but tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you not? I know this is a little bit of a different video, a little bit of a ramble / rant, but I had to get this off my chest, because it's a bunch. I know that there's a lot I just covered in this, but there's a bunch going on, and it's, kind of pisses me off, not gonna lie. Okay, I love you guys. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.